Entangled Cynic, Episode 5, Where'd the Day Go? In this Between the Pixels episode, we're going to talk about lost time. No, not the kind of lost time that comes from alien abduction or slipping into another universe where physics run differently. I'm talking about a different kind of disappearing act. The kind that happens when you're on autopilot. You know, when you've sat down to lunch and zoned out while eating like a robot without really thinking about much, then all of a sudden your lunch hour is gone and you don't even remember what it was you ate. It's the kind of time when your subconscious takes the wheel and drives you through the day. Now, sometimes we really need days like that. But other times, that kind of self-automation or auto-automation, if you will, it can rob you of some small but sometimes really necessary, comforting, soothing, refreshing moments that remind you that you're really here to actually live. So, where'd the day go? Let's go find out. I am the Entangled Cynic, your host. So, you wake up, you go through the usual sequence: bathroom, coffee, computer, email, doom scrolling, or whatever subconscious poison, whatever your subconscious poison of choice is. And I do mean poison in certain cases. For instance, have you ever started doom scrolling while the coffee's brewing and just suddenly thought, nah, I just can't. Not today. So instead, if you're anything like me, you turn on some soft jazz, which is what I turn on, or some other music you like, and maybe pull up a video of a duck making friends with a golden retriever, or the other way around. Sometimes the golden retriever makes friends with a duck. Either way, it's cute. It's something that's energetically delicious, you know, food for the soul type thing. There are also those human interest stories that they used to put on at the end of the evening news. They used to reserve like the last 5 minutes for it or 3 minutes for it back when news actually had endings, not 24-hour cycles. But somehow, that little shift, that choice not to start your brain's day with a cortisol shower as your day's first contact, makes the rest of your morning just feel more manageable. The truth is, your subconscious is brilliant and capable and great as an assistant, but it's not a captain. Still, we let it fly our ship 88% of every single day without stopping to think or ask if this is really where you mean to go. Those are the days that you wind up with that strange, empty feeling at the end of it. You know, the one where you think, wait, what did I do today? So here's the thing. Science tells us that we spend up to 88% of our day on autopilot. Now, this information came from when I was studying hypnotherapy back in the early 20-teens, and 88% of our day was the approximation. But since then, I'm sure it has gone up significantly because of the prevalence of doom scrolling and multiple social media outlets, and the way that social media actually is used to provide adrenaline rushes and addictive chemicals in our body to our brains. So we keep on scrolling. Anyway, the 88% from those days, which is probably at least, I would say 92, 93%, if not more at this particular point, maybe even up to 95%. It's a brilliant fallback, but it's not captaining the ship of your life. And the whole thing is, as the saying goes, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Your brain automates as much as possible to conserve energy, leaving its higher processes, its daily, pay attention to's, it's just your observation, your instinct for survival. And I could get really, really deep into it, but I don't think I need to, because, we all know we don't really have the same outlets for our survival instincts that we used to back in the day. And we have access to much, much, much higher quantity of calories. That does not mean that they are quality calories. I'm just saying, do the research yourself. Use that brain a little bit. So it is our genetic programming to conserve as much brain power as possible for those fight or flight survival moments, where we need to look for an escape, where we need to figure out how do we mitigate this threat. But here's the catch. When you're in that autopilot mode, you're basically in a low-level hypnotic state. You become more suggestible, more impressionable, in short, more susceptible to the tone and timbre of whatever information you're absorbing. That's why when you choose to scroll through social media, and it should be a conscious choice, it's better to do it with awareness and at least a little intention. Do yourself a favor, curate your feed. Know what it is that you're feeding your mind, both consciously and subconsciously. Leave the meditative, mind-wandering, stare into space state for when you're sitting in nature, breathing deeply, watching the breeze move through the trees, the squirrels preparing for next season, whatever season it might be, because there's always, a next season what the squirrels are preparing for. It's in that kind of stillness where letting your conscious mind relax and your subconscious drive for a while that grounds you. It literally brings you back to the present, to the real world, the one with dirt and air and light. So when your mental recharge time does pass, you'll return to your day feeling refreshed and revitalized and a part of something real. Not like Chicken Little, who's always waiting for the sky to fall because someone on your feed told you it was coming. So what's the fix? You don't need to go to find a mountain or go meditate on a mountaintop for a month or something like that. I would like it. I'd love it, as a matter of fact. It would be very, very nice, but most people couldn't handle it. You probably just really need to take a second or 5 to check in and really notice your day. Pause, ask yourself, am I even here, as in present, right now? Am I psychologically here right now? Am I focusing? If you need to, actually plant your feet on the floor and feel the floor under you. If you've got carpeting under there, great. If it's cement, ouch, but okay. Take a slow breath. Look away from the screen and look at something you don't usually pay attention to. Maybe it's the evacuation plan next to the door of your office. The thank you note or birthday card that got buried under 6 months worth of notes and notices. This is how you reclaim the day. A moment or a glance at a time. Taking that one moment at a time to show up for yourself, your day, and another moment of your life. A time to check in and make sure you're where you want to be, and if not, start thinking about what you can do to get where you want to be. It is, after all, your life. You kind of should be present for as much of it as you can. So, Next time you catch yourself asking, where'd the day go? You'll actually know because you were there. So that's all I got for this week. If you want to share what brings you back to your life, I'd love to hear about it. If you could use a little help, I'm a certified wellness or wholeness coach and a hypnotherapist. You can contact me at jacarlton.com/contact and write coaching or subliminals in the subject line. Yes, I create subliminal audios customized to your needs. So till next time, thank you for joining me between the pixels. Please like, sub, feel free to comment, but stay well, stay safe, and stay entangled.